All right, let's talk just a little bit about team camps now. So team camps, there's not a whole lot. I told you we do our high school camp for a week leading before we go into team camps. I want the kids to have some idea of what we're doing as a team. I want them to know how to run an out of bounds play. I want them to know about a basic offense that we use, which we call our bulldog offense. I want them to know our basic defense and what we're trying to accomplish. It's those sort of things that we're trying to teach. It's not going to be pretty, but we do that. And then we have team camps. And why do we have it? Partly see who's interested in playing, see who's been working on their game, see the areas that we're going to have to work on, because you'll see some glaring things that say, okay, we have to remember to work on this during the season. So we'll be able to take some of that stuff away. The how behind it is you can either go to team camp, which is fine, pay for it, or you can set up your own team camp and have somebody else pay you. This is another fundraiser we do. We bring in 10 to 12 varsity teams. We'll bring in 6 to 8 JV. This year, we're going to add freshmen to it as well. But each team pays $150 to $200, and I've seen them up to $300. Ours is only 2 days. I'm going to show you some things with ours in just a second. Ours is only 2 days, so we get $200 for any varsity team that comes in. If we get 10 teams sign up, now we'd be one of those, so we'd have 9 other teams who pay it. There's $1,800. Now we do have to pay some referees in there, so we don't get to keep all of that, but it's a nice little fundraiser for us. So either the how is pay somebody else and just take your kids there, or take a little time, set it up, and you're going to be doing camps anyways. You might as well make a little bit of money for your program. When do you do it? Do it when the other team camps are going on. I mean, a lot of states have, this is your window of time that you can do it. So for us, we're looking in June. Really the last 2 weeks of June are big for team camps. And so we run ours the last Wednesday and Thursday in June. And then we got a list of coaches, look them up on the websites. You probably have a lot of contacts in your phones already. Get email addresses for people, send out an email, create a flyer in Canva saying this is when it is, this is how much it costs, this is how you register. And then ours is called the Bulldog Shootout. So I used to worry a little bit about, if I do it the same week they do it, then we're not going to get the teams. I haven't run into that too much. We don't have a team. We have a school that's about 30 minutes from us who is putting one on. We've got schools about 40 to 45 minutes away who put them on. I've always been able to find teams to fill it. So it hasn't been a matter of, will we be able to find teams? Now, do you get 10 every time? Maybe you get 9 one year. Okay. It does fluctuate. Somebody backs out in the last second. It doesn't change anything really, but it may be a little bit with scheduling. It's not too big of a deal, but I've always been able to find teams. I don't look and say, oh, I'm going to do it the exact same day they're doing it on purpose. I just pick what works for me, and then we've made it the same every year we've run it. So this will be year 3 for us, because we didn't have it last year with the pandemic. So we'll be running it. So if we look at the shootout, we have a team website that is just a free website that we made. And you can see I put all the information right there. When teams want to register, they just click on the button to register, and it goes over to a Google form. They fill out that Google form. A response is sent to me, and I know that they have registered. And then when it comes to payment, they have the option to create an invoice. Okay, there's lodging and food, so these are all clickable, but hotels that are nearby and restaurants that are nearby, just to help schools that are coming from maybe a little bit of a distance. We have schools that travel about an hour is the farthest away. They come and play. So every once in a while we get a team from the other side of the state or something, but mainly about an hour away is where the teams come from. And then I post a schedule for them as well. And you can see this is going to be blank right now, but once all the teams, we'll have all these filled in, all the spots filled in with the schedule for the team, so they'll know exactly when they're playing for the first night. The second night we run a tournament, so I get a bracket, and when I email them out a bracket, once I've kind of seen everybody, I want to put teams together that are going to be able to compete the next day in the tournament. So we'll have one game when everybody gets there to kind of warm up, and then their second game will be a tournament game. Some teams like to stick around even if they lose, so they can play. We'll find another team that has maybe also lost that wants to play a third game, and we try to get everybody 3 games. But if a team has played, they won their first game in the tournament, they get to play a second one, well, that would be their third game overall. their warm-up game. They got 2 tournament games, and then they would be done. So we try to accommodate as much as we can. And then we got some basic rules. So we give them some basic rules. So these things, you don't have to have a website to do this. You can just send this out via email. You could send these out as an attachment. I like to get on here and make it so people don't have to text me and email me all the time. They can go find it out for themselves. When somebody has a question, I just say, hey, go to the website. So that's a nice way to do it. But all the basic rules are here. Our JV and our freshmen don't do a tournament. They just kind of play a round robin both days. The varsity is the only one that does a tournament. So